Hi, welcome to Bob's Books, where I believe you deserve to see more of a book than just its cover. Today we're going to go back to author Katie Salidas because she has a new release coming out. She's sent me a message and asked if I could read an excerpt from her new book. It's called Dissension. Today is Monday, February 11th, 2014, and tomorrow is when her book will release, electronic form. Tuesday, February 12th, 2014. It is called Dissension. Kind of an end-of-the-world thing where vampires are slaves and put into gladiatorial combat and things like that. Sounds like it could be a pretty good book. Let's take a look. The roar of the crowd, all 25,000 people in attendance, rose to a thundering crescendo when Mara delivered a bone-crunching blow to her opponent's ribs. Standing only 5 feet tall, she might not have appeared a formidable warrior, but the thin, spiky-haired waif of a vampire could hold her weight and more when put to the test. Amplified by the superb acoustics, the sound of bones cracking echoed through the Superdome area. The defeated red-headed male vampire staggered, punch-drunk, and then dropped to his knees. Dirt and sweat coated his face, but could not mask the fear in his icy blue eyes. His was a look Mira had seen so many times before. Her opponent's immortal life had finally come to an end, and he was ready to take the final deadly blow. Above her, Mira knew the 50-foot mega-screen showed her helpless victim in brilliant resolution, ensuring that all who were attending and those watching from the comfort of their homes could see the last gruesome moments in crystal-clear high definition. Mira gazed down at her opponent's blood-soaked face. Though he was her enemy for the moment, she did not relish having to end him. No one should be forced into the arena and told to kill or be killed. It wasn't right. But it was what was demanded of her, and given the choice between her life and someone else's, well, there really was no choice. No matter the cost, Mira was a survivor. She glanced up at the large private box overlooking the arena. A well-dressed man in deep purple robes sat enjoying what appeared to be a dinner of filet mignon and roast potatoes. Even here in the dusty arena below, Mira's enhanced senses picked up the tantalizing scent of very rare bloody steak. She could hardly believe that a human could not only watch the murder about to take place, but also sit and eat the dead flesh of a once living being while doing it. From the smell of it, the poor beast was practically still bleeding on his plate. Who was truly the more savage creature? Over the crowd's roar, an announcer introduced a well-dressed man, Lucian Stavros, regent of the Iron Gate. Lucian gently and purposefully slowly set down his knife and fork. He took another moment to wipe his face clean and smile, acknowledging the roaring crowd. Chants of death, death, death rang out from the throng as a single unified demand. The regent listened for a moment, making a show, putting his hands to his ears to hear screaming hordes' request, and then held a hand out with his thumb pointed to the side. As if the next moment were the most important, the anticipating mass hushed. Eerie silence filled the arena as everyone watched for the regent to make his decision. From her vantage point below, Mira saw the steely look of determination cross the regent's face. If she didn't know better, she might have thought he took this decision seriously. But then, he was human, and they never cared much if her kind lived or died. Lucian Stavros took a cursory glance down at Mira. Their eyes met. It was only a brief moment, but in that short time, Mira saw him waver. Could it be true, she wondered? Or was it just a trick of the light? No human actually cared about the lives of vampires. The moment faded, and the fleeting thought left. Mira saw the regent's decision. He turned his thumb down. Death. The crowd went wild. The last hope for her defeated opponent had vanished. Mira had to finish him. Sorry, she whispered to the half-dead vampire on his knees before her, though her fangs tingled at the prospect of tasting his final dying moments. Her reward, if you could call it that, for living through another battle. She did not enjoy what she was about to do. Like her, he was a slave, forced into servitude to the humans as they saw fit. He had not asked for this, and neither had she, but despite what either of them wanted, it was the will of the crowd, the humans, that had to be served. Aiming to sever the carotid artery with her fangs, Mira dove at her opponent's neck. His death would be quick. At least she could afford him that luxury. So, Mira starts out as a gladiator, and a vampire at that. Maybe it'll be another Spartacus, or we'll see what happens, whether she escapes. So go take a look at this book when it comes out tomorrow. Visit KatieSalidas.com, see all her other books, a very brilliant author, and take a look at her stuff. And keep on reading.